Hello my lovely friends, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to be doing yet another journal with me video as we continue with my late summer early autumn junk journal. Now in the last video we worked up until this page here, and I have been filming myself working on and off throughout this journal. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort of start this video where we ended the last video, which was just at this page here. So I'm going to insert the little, it's about 3.5 minutes of video of me working on this page here. And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to sort of transition into me doing an update of some of the things that I just added and going through the beginning of the journal. And then we'll continue on as I do some very simple gluing and taping in. It's almost a little bit embarrassing how simple it is, but I think it's very effective. So without any further ado, let's just jump into it. And so I got this little note from my cousin, who I haven't seen in a really long time. We have recently reconnected. And she sent me the cutest kitty cat socks, which somewhere I have a photo. And this was the note. And I thought it would be kind of fun to turn her note into a pocket as well. I have this book page from... Milosh got me this book for Christmas, which I'm sure a long time ago he got this for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people got this book as well. And I love it, and I think it's super cute, but it was been on the shelf forever, and it occurred to me the other day that I should start ripping out the pages and using them, because otherwise I'm not really enjoying the book, right? I thought, closed door, let me in, let me in, let me in. Anybody who has a cat knows that's exactly it. I was thinking either that could go on there like this, and this would just be a small, is it a tuck spot or is it a pocket? I think it's going to be a tuck spot. Then I have this owl. I think the owl, it's a lot of color that sort of gets lost. I like this, even though I'm not necessarily a huge fan of all this white space, but maybe I'll cover this up. Okie dokie. There. That's good. I was going to put this as a pocket underneath, but I decided as I was gluing it that I probably wasn't going to use a pocket that goes underneath. So yeah, so let's just get right into it. So I've been having a lot of fun, I have to say. So we started off last time where I was putting in the pockets for the hidden journaling. And we did this tip out here, and I managed to get a postcard to fit in there very nicely. These are the werewolf hand gloves that I bought for Halloween videos, which I haven't used yet. I'm going to this week. And I was trying to get them to fit on this page, and clearly they would not. So I just stuck them there. What did I do here? Oh, I just glued a yellow post-it note on there so that the yellows, working with the color yellow, gets tied in together. There's nothing in there yet. I put in some photos here. Sophie likes to go into my drawers every once in a while and pull things out and dump them on the floor. She does a beautiful job. I have to admit, I love the way that she rearranges my socks and my t-shirts and stuff. So I stuck those in there from, she had done this sometime in July. And there's a picture that I took when we were coming home from Father's Day. And then this is the envelope from Sam. And we had some really interesting osprey birds. Their nickname is the fish hawk because they nest and stay close to where there's water, of course, so they can fish. And we live fairly close to the river. They were quite fascinating to watch. Now, the ironic part is that there is a pool in the backyard behind us, and this poor thing sat and sat and sat. I felt so bad for it. I said to Milos, I think this poor bird really thinks that fish are going to show up in this pool because it sees water, right? I couldn't figure out why this hawk was so obsessed with our backyard. But I have to admit, I did feel kind of sorry for it. I was joking to Milos that we should just go and buy some fish and throw it in the pool when nobody's looking so that the poor thing had a fighting chance, right? This, hang on, let me grab this thing here. I was going through some old books that I bought to use for journal making, and this flew out of it. And I thought it was really, really interesting. It came at a really great time, I have to say. The universe never disappoints when it's trying to get your attention. But anyways, I thought this was really great. And I often wondered, who was the woman who wrote this? What was going on with her? I have so many questions. And I've heard of other people doing this kind of thing where they leave notes like this in drawers in hotels. Like sometimes they say, like, if you look under the Bible, you might find a note that's sort of like a pay it forward kind of thing, only with notes, which I think is quite interesting. So anyway, so I took a picture of it, and I stuck it in there. And then we've got a postcard here from my pen pal Lisa in Texas. So then this turned out great. I really like how this postcard just keeps everything nice and tucked in here. And there are some little doodads that I got at Michael's for my Halloween mantle. This I'm really happy with. And then we've got this here tucked up underneath. I just did a little leaf there with a quote, "Autumn leaves don't fall, they fly." I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And then here, I just put a little stamp there because of the cat. Let me in, let me in, let me in, let me in. Right? Anybody who's ever tried to have a bath with the door shut knows what that's all about. And then I just put a sticker there and meow meow. And yeah, I printed this long tag out and that sits in there just nicely. So that brings us here to this page. So I bought something not that long ago that I really didn't need, but I've been wanting to have for a really long time, specifically for October. And I justified it to myself as a business expense because, again, I'm going to use it in videos. But I got myself an orange lava lamp. I am such a child of the 70s. I remember the first time I saw a lava lamp, and it was at my Baba's. For some reason, my Baba had this blue lava lamp. I'm sure one of my aunties gave it to her. Anyway, she said she found it really relaxing, and she really liked to watch it. And of course, as a kid, I was just... and I just couldn't understand how this thing worked. It was literally like magic to me, and being fascinated by it. So, over the years, I have owned a few lava lamps, I have to admit, but I never had an orange one. So I printed this out on cardstock. So this is going to get used as a tuck spot. I just couldn't resist. And then I've got some modish paper that I'm going to stick in behind there. I think that's what I'm not sure, but I wanted to have something underneath to sort of help make the colors of the orange pop. Okay, so then I wasn't really sure exactly. This worked out a little bit better than I thought, because I was afraid that this was going to be super flimsy. And I love this paper. I love the colors and the contrast between the blacks and the reds. So again, I printed out this mushroom, and before I printed it out, and then I glued another piece of cardstock again on the back to give it a little bit of extra stability, and then I fussy cut all the way around, and then just made this tiny little belly band, and I have to say I love it. So I am going to write something eventually on the back of this. I haven't decided yet what, but, and then yeah. So the only clincher to this was I had the belly band so that it was glued at this just a little bit on each end, and every time I turned the page the poor thing came flying out. So then I glued it right down so that it was super tight. So I think that's fun, and I'm just going to leave that as is. So then I put these pages, these shorter, oh, here comes Sophie, I think. Come on up and say hello. Oh, it's almost time for dinner, isn't it? Hello, we're going to have a Sophie sighting. Well, hello there. Hello, darling. Yeah, how's it going? You got some rumbly in the tummy? Do you? Do you have some rumbly in the tum-tum? Is it time for your white fish and pumpkin? Okay, Sophie is currently enjoying her supper. Now, I have glued in some photos here that I'd taken with my phone. This was my neighbor Bob. You guys have heard me talk about Bob. He's my fabulous 92-year-old neighbor. And so I took a quick photo of his hibiscus plant, because we just couldn't believe how tall it got this year. It was insane, but very exciting, I have to say. And then some of the gems that I got when Katrina and I went shopping at Michael's. We picked up a few things, but this was in July. And then I found this page somewhere, and I have to do a better job of writing down or making notes about some of the stuff that I find. But I love this because she had taken the pages in her book and ripped them. So you have this really nice layering effect. I can never say layering. Sounds like I'm saying Larrying. Like a guy named Larry. Anyways, forgive me. I like how these pages are layered. So she's got these different colors, and how she's ripped them. It's just amazing. It's something I want to try at some point. So I stuck that in there, and then I just did a belly band here with one of the printouts from my color theory video, and then I'm going to do some journaling on the back of that. And I really liked how the pinks really sort of played off each other here. I don't know what it is, but I'm very much into pink and mustard right now. It's a very strange color combination, but it is rocking my world, I have to say. So yeah, so I was just, as soon as I saw this paper, I knew exactly that I wanted to put this part of these free printables that are available on my website. If you're interested, I will do a little shameless plug here. I'll put the link down below, because I am eventually going to try and get into the habit of making more free printables for you guys. So the link is down below for these pages. This is where the yellow here. So I did this whole video, the first in a series that I'm going to do about color theory and, you know, using color and how color affects us and the meanings and attributes of color. It's a lot of fun, I have to say. Very interesting. But anyways, I digress. What I wanted to do here, I put these pages in because I knew that I wanted to use them to add on, like to create some sort of pocket or tuck spot. And I have these two fantastic book pages here, and I really love how the colors of these flowers really integrate with this yellow gingham. Like, I just love how these colors pop with this in behind. And then the contrast with these sort of oranges and yellows with these colors on this page here. So I'm going to make a pocket. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this one down, and then we're going to probably two-way tape this one down, and then we'll have this nice little pocket here. I think that's what I'm going to do, but what I should do is mark where I need to glue to, if you will. Okie dokie. So again, this isn't rocket science, but I always say you just never know how you're going to be inspired by what somebody else is doing, right? So the other thing is I'm trying somewhat, a little bit successfully, baby steps, but I'm going to make a very concerted effort as we go into autumn and the winter to start really using and, you know, digging out supplies that I have bought. You know, this is a whole conversation for another day, but the idea that we buy supplies because we love them, and then we get them, and then we don't use them. And one of my things is always buying books at the Goodwill. And then, you know, I bring them home, I'm super excited, and then I forget about them. And for me, you know, the challenge really is that I'm always printing out digitals. I love digitals. I love, you know, my printer is probably in my top 3 favorite craft supplies of all times. I love being able to find exciting new printables and all of the stuff that comes with it. But the problem is I get fixated on the printables, and then I'm not digging around in the books that I purchased. And I have a bookshelf full of books that I bought specifically for the purpose of using in my journals, and then I forget about them. You know, and this is something that we've talked about. You know, we love going to the thrift stores and the craft stores and searching for stuff online. Like, looking for stuff for me is just as fun as anything else. Meaning, if I see something, you know, I will happily spend 2 or 3 hours on the internet looking for something that I've seen somewhere else. Ooh, this is going to be great. Now, hopefully I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay. So then, ta-da! Right? Okay, so let me just stick that in there. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So now let's keep going here, because I will come back and do some sort of other decorations or whatever. But here's some postcards that I sent out to some of my pen pals and friends at the end of August. Here's some of the Happy Mail that I sent to Sam in Australia. I love keeping visual records of what I've sent out to people, but in all honesty, I have to keep a visual record because I totally forget what I send out and what I sent to who, and I don't want to double up on postcards, right? And then this is a Halloween postcard exchange that I do with some Russian gals. So I had to get those in the mail at the end of August, so that in the hopes that they get there in time for Halloween. Okay, so what I did was, again, found some scrapbook paper. I have to say this is a challenge for me not to print everything out. I realized how accustomed I have become to printing everything to use in my journal. And you guys know I have a room full of stuff, which is, again, I know I'm not alone in this, and it is a bit of a problem. And there's, you know, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? We're so, you see new stuff and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to have so much fun with that. To me, it is the seduction of the potential. That's my big problem. I see stuff, I want to buy it because I light up like a Christmas tree and I think, oh my God, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. This paper is going to be beautiful, da 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 da. And then I come home and I put it away, and then I get all carried away with digitals. So this is really going to be a recurring theme for me going forward over the next little while, is that what can I do with what I've got here? I'm not saying that I'm not going to buy anything, because that would be ridiculous. But I am saying that I've been having this conversation with myself in my head for a long time, and I need to just shift my focus and my perspective and actively engage with what I have. And I think part of my problem is that growing up, we didn't have a lot, and so when I got stuff, I tended to just hang on to it. There's a huge emotional component to this, right? And I don't want to say I hoarded stuff as a kid, but I definitely was very particular about my resources, for lack of a better word. And this is just carried over into adulthood. So I buy things and then I think I can't use it because what if I can't replace it? You know what I mean? There's a whole psychology to all of this. And so I have to keep reminding myself, first of all, I'm never going to run out of paper. So just use what you've got and enjoy it, right? Anyways, I could go on forever. So I dug out some scrapbook paper, and of course, I picked this color combination so that it tied in with this mustard and brown and pink combo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this so that this is a very handy dandy tuck spot. And then I've just used the two-way tape here because then what I want to do on this side is I want to be able to tuck in the little bunny here for some journaling there. So I think that'll be fun. So let's just do it. Although two-way tape, sometimes I'm like, you get it. If you don't get it the right way, it's a disaster. Okay. Now, so let's just tuck that underneath there. Yeah. I like that a lot. And then, oh, I know. I had also bought, oh, hello again, Sophie. I had recently bought some new toner. And I got this off of Amazon. So it's not the greatest print. Like it's a little blurry, but whatever. So I thought it would just be kind of fun. I'm going to write down the date of when I bought it. And then I'm going to tuck it in this. Sophie, do you mind just scooching over a little bit so we can see? There we go. So I'm going to tuck that in there. And then I'm going to make some notes about Sophie. Sophie, do you can we share this a little bit? Do you mind? We love that you're here. Now, so and then I thought it would be fun to just go in and make notes about if I liked it, if I thought it was helping or working or something like that. Or I could even just, I'm not sure. We'll figure that out. But yeah, I love how these colors are tied together. And then this gives me some space to do some hidden journaling if I wanted to. Here, I could always stick something like that underneath there, right? So then, I see you, darling. Hang on. This is going to get tucked underneath here. And then I have this apple that I thought looked super cute there, and I'm just going to, so then I'll put something, of course, in behind there. You're a very good helper, thank you. Now, I decided that it would be fun to include, even though I just went on and on about not printing, I found a really nice photo of some mums and printed them out because I didn't realize that mums were one of the official flowers of September. So I thought that was really interesting. So I'm just going to two-way tape this here. I really am not doing anything very exciting for you today, am I? I'm just taping and gluing. It's about the unfolding of the project. Okay, what did we do before two-way tape? I think about all the messy glue we had as kids. Okay, that's going to be good. And I like the, again, the oranges against the browns and the sort of the green of the leaves with the background of the green behind the foxes here. And you guys know that I like to use foxes because foxes represent my Baba. So then on this side, I printed out a chrysanthemum. Now, how come I can say chrysanthemum, but I can't say layering? It's one of those weird things, huh? Again, another tuck spot. I'm kind of just keeping it simple, you guys. So let's, like something, so yeah, we can just tuck something like that in there. Actually, I've got this here. If a year was tucked inside of a clock, then autumn would be the magic hour. Absolutely. So let's see. I'm just going to mark here where I like this to sit. Like with so many other things in life, you know, sometimes simpler and easier is just better. I have a tendency to make things very complicated for myself. I mean, I do enjoy a good challenge, but some days I'm just like, you're making things way harder than they need to be. Okay. So let's get this down here and ta-da! Once again, right? Thanks for coming out. There, perfect. That's going to be really nice. That's going to be great. And I did print out some words, and I'm going to, let's just do that now. So chrysanthemum is the flower of October, and I didn't know that either. Aster, somewhere I have asters. Oh yeah, I went to use the asters, so I was going to put that there. Oh right, this is what I was thinking. Because aster is the flower of September as well, which I didn't know. Now that I think about it, let's put, that looks great. I love that. Yeah, that's going to be good. Okay, so then marigold. I really love how this is coming together, and I'm almost to the middle. So that's also good because then that means that I didn't put too many pages in. That's usually my trick, is that I make my journals and I put way too many pages in and I can't fill them. This is from my pen pal Anna, which I absolutely love that postcard. And then here's just some photos, random photos I took when I was going to my dad's the one day. These were in June, but. And then I got this envelope that my dad, Lisa, thank you for your help, which is very sweet of him. So I'm going to glue that in at some point, and then again. This seems to be a recurring theme here, that I'm loving some envelopes that flip out. And then I stuck some postcards in there. And then here is a card that I got from my pen pal Jim, and I couldn't resist adding some more pasta into my journal. And yeah, so that's going to sit nicely there. So really, we are already halfway through. That's very good. Okay, so then on this side, as you can see, I had this gorgeous postcard from Judith, and I didn't want to just make another tip out, but I didn't really want to cover any of it up. So I ended up just sort of creating this I don't know, is it a belly band? I don't know, just something so that I could tuck that in there like that, so then I still could see the majority of the card. And then I had found these. I don't even remember buying these. I have a bunch of these. See, this is what I mean. I buy the stuff, I'm very excited to have it, and then I put it away and I forget about it. It's nuts. So this is really why you guys are my witness. I am definitely going to be making a concerted effort to use what I have Like I said, it doesn't mean I'm not buying, because that's just unrealistic. It's unrealistic for me to say, "Oh, I'm not gonna buy." I mean, there's a whole movement out there of people who have said they aren't going to buy any more craft supplies. I just know myself well enough to know that the moment I tell myself that I'm not going to do that, I'm going to do that. So, anyways. Yeah, I'm thinking about fun things we can do with rubber stamps and some like washi tape stuff. Like, I think it'll be a fun project. It's sort of like, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say going shopping in your own craft room, but it is sort of fun when you poke through stuff and you're like, oh my God, I totally forgot I had that, right? So that's the idea. So that's that. I'm going to end it there for today. Like I said, boy, that really wasn't very exciting at all, but hopefully you got something out of that and my ramblings. I love this. This is super fun. And yeah, I'm going to go in and with some stamps and decorate, and I'm not sure what else I'm going to do with that. I'm not even sure I'm going to keep that in there. But anyways. Okay, we're going to leave it there, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you for spending some time with me and listening to me ramble and watching me use two-way tape. Anyhow, you know what I always say. Thank you for giving me the gift of your time. I really do appreciate it. Speak kindly to yourselves. Enjoy your stuff in your studio, and don't feel bad about the fact that you have lots of stuff that you don't use, because we all do. So we'll talk about that again later. Okay, take care, everybody. Mwah. Bye.